Hello everybody and welcome to Birdsnest Designs. My name is Denise Cox and I am a Stampin Up demonstrator here in Canada. Just trying to get my computer situated here in front. Just give me a sec. Okay. All right. So when you join us tonight, say hello, let me know you're here. All right, so tonight we've got a really fun card to design and create together using some of the blending brushes and a celebration stamp set and a brand new one from the mini catalog that I've absolutely fallen in love with. So I'm excited to share that with you. But before we get started there, I do want to go over a brand new product collection that is available for customers starting today. And it's an awesome, awesome bundle. Actually, it's a whole collection. You can get all kinds of little bits and pieces, which is amazing. I do, in the description of tonight's video, I do have a shopping link that links back with my host code for February. So if there's anything you see tonight, you can find all of it in my online store. Just click on that link and you can add it all in there. Okay, remember it is still celebration, so you can get a free product when you spend $60 Canadian. Also, if you spend $60 on that host code this month, I will also send you my appreciation gift, which this month is the beautiful Heart and Home doilies, which I will show you guys. I'm just looking for them here beside me, so I'll get them ready to show you. They're beautiful. You're going to want to get these for sure. All right, so let me flip this down to the desk and I'm going to show you some of these brand new products. All right, so here we are. And the brand new product that released today is called the Here Together collection. So one of the things in this collection that you can get are all of these amazing Stampin' Blends. So how many of you are blends fanatics like I am? I'm just looking through the comments here, see who's here with me tonight. We've got Carol and Gail and Sherry. Awesome, thank you guys. Okay, so we've got all of these blends and these are all designed skin tones. Isn't that phenomenal? I love that we've come out with all of these. Oh, Shelly's here too, awesome. Okay, so there's 10 blends. Now you can buy these individually. They come, like I'm separating them here. And they are the same price as the regular blends, or you can buy the entire collection of 10 and they are $61.25 for all 10 of them. So if you purchase these blends, you would also qualify for a celebration item. So that's awesome as well. Now, part of this collection, we'll have these beautiful skin tones, right? And look at this. So here is the Here Together stamp set. Now, can it get any better for what we're going through in the world right now? This is such an awesome set. I love the sentiments. I love the fonts. These beautiful hand images are wonderful. You can buy the stamp set for $30 on my online store. And then we have these beautiful dies. So as you can see, they're going to cut out both of the hand images, and they're also going to cut out the word "You Matter" or "Here for You." And then of course there's a cute little heart as well. So these, you can buy just the dies for $44, or you can bundle these up, Stampin' Dies for $66.50. So phenomenal deal. Then it gets better. We also have a 6x6 designer series paper collection, the All Together series. And just look at these quickly. So here's some hands that you can already color. They're already ready for you to color. There's all kinds of black and white patterns. I hope you guys can see these. And there's some more hands that you can cut. And look at how lovely this is. You can just cut it in 4 and you have 4 sections for your cards. So lots and lots of patterns to pick from. It's a wonderful collection. So the paper is $15.75. And I believe there's 48 sheets. Or you can buy all of this collection. So all the pieces I've shown you tonight, the stamp, the dies, the paper, and the blends for $143.50. And with that, you would get 2 free with $60 celebrations, or 1 of the level 2 that's free with $120. So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous set, and I highly recommend that you take a look. And I just want to show you, I played around with it a bit last night, and I want to show you some cards I came up with. So here, look at this one. We've got the Love Changes Everything with these beautiful hands creating the heart. I've cut out some glitter hearts out of the rainbow glimmer paper, and I've layered some of the designer series paper that I showed you here. Okay, so that's a really nice and easy one. And then here's one using those word dies, again using the rainbow glimmer paper. Some of the designer series paper in that collection with the hearts, and I just added a bit of color to some of them, popped it up on one of these dies from the Hippo dies, and simple, super simple card. And then this one I got to color. So that hand paper that I showed you that was already ready to go, I just used a variety of the different shades of the skin tones, and I came up with this beautiful simple card that says, "You matter to me." So I love this bundle so much, and I hope that you'll visit my online store and take a look. So again, there's all the markers. This. Okay, so that's there. We are still in celebration, so if there's anything you've been wanting, we're halfway through, so make sure to get your orders in so you don't miss out. Now, these are the Heart and Home doilies that I told you about. So in February, anybody who places an online order with the host code, so not a club order or a required order, but an online order of $60 or more is going to get a complete package of these beautiful doilies. So we've got the gray, misty moonlight. Can you see them? If I take them apart, you can see better how beautiful they are. So there's misty moonlight, there's gray, and then there's cinnamon cider. Okay, and the back side is white, so if you just want a white doily, you can do that as well. So those are awesome, and I'm really excited to get some projects created with those to share with you guys. And in the package, you do get 30, so you get 10 of each color. Okay, so those are yours free if you order through that host code for February. All right, so with all of that said, let's create a fun card. So I'm watching the comments, and I would love to see what you guys think of what I'm going to show you tonight. This card is created using, let me just get this other stuff out of the way. Oh, where did I put my stamp? Oh, here it is. So we're going to use the Island Vibes Celebration stamp. So this is one of the stamp sets that you can get free with a $60 order. We're also going to use the On the Horizon stamp set, which was featured in my Stamp of the Month Club for January. So many of all of my Stampin' Up Stamp of the Month Club members received this beautiful stamp set. So we're going to use that. And then we're going to use some of our blending brushes. Okay, so these are available in the annual catalog. You get a package of 3 when you purchase them. They're $16.25, I believe. And I'm learning as we go how to create, as I go on how to use them and all the different tips and tricks. But I did watch an amazing video the other night by Patty Bennett, and I learned so much just from one video. So I wanted to share with you how we're going to use these to create this beautiful sunset background for this card. All right, now when we're creating this, I am going to do a few things differently because I think after looking at it, I have a few different ideas. So we're going to change it up a little bit. So let's start with our base piece here. So this piece that I've got is shimmer paper. Now I don't know, it's probably hard to see in the light. Let me just turn on one more lamp and see if that helps at all. Okay, so I don't know if that's going to help at all, but this is shimmer paper. So if you look at it, you can see it's got some sparkle built right into it. So we're going to use that as our base. I've got 5 of my blending brushes here. Now with the blending brushes, you do not want to wash them because they're very, very, very fine bristles. And when you wash them, it actually can kind of wreck the way, they're used because it's not going to come out quite as nice. And you don't need to wash them, okay? Because I've used this one for browns. So any kind of brown I've got. This one's like purples, pinks, orange, yellow. So you just kind of color family them together, I guess is what you want to say. We're going to use a variety of colors. So I've got Mango Melody, Flirty Flamingo, Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, and Cinnamon Cider. And then of course we're going to use some Memento ink as well. Okay, so let me see if I can make this work again. So I'm going to start with Petal Pink. This is the lightest color that I've got in my array tonight. And I'm just seeing, has anybody else ever tried these Stampin Blends? Or not Stampin Blends, blending brushes. Okay, so let's start. I'm watching your comments, so let me know what you think. We're going to start with Petal Pink. So when you hold the blending brush, you might be prone to try and do it like this, but from what I'm learning is that is not a good idea, because what happens is you get a heavy spot. So we're going to just hold it like down here on the handle, and we're just going to get some ink on here. And then we're going to start off of the paper onto our scrap paper, and we're just going to start and go across. And what that does is it takes any heavy spot, like you can see right here, hopefully you can see, and it's going to put it on our scratch paper instead of on our project. So I'm just going to give a light coloring of Petal Pink. And you can see it's getting darker the more I go over the paper. Okay, and I'm not pushing on the head, I'm holding the handle. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, but you can see there's some Petal Pink on there now. Okay, so we're gonna be finished with that for the moment. Then what I wanna do is I wanna create the sun, okay? So to do that, I'm going to use a Post-it note. And I always keep my circle punches. So this one is retired, but if you have a circle punch or you have a circle die, any of that would work to do this. So we're going to use a Post-it note, like I said, and we're going to just stick that in here. I'm not going to quite just stick that in there because I'm going to just first attach it to a piece of cardstock. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's going to be easier to punch because it's thicker. Plus, it's going to give me more to hold on to. Okay, so there we've got that. So when I punched it, I made sure to get the sticky part on the Post-it note onto the circle. So now we're just going to put this circle onto our paper. Okay, so that's one of the changes I'm making. On here, I used a relatively small circle, and to me, the sun just looks a little too small. So I've used a bigger circle this time. Okay. So of our colors, the next color that I want to use is Mango Melody. So I'm going to grab my yellow brush and again, just get some ink on here. Okay, and then a little off to the side just to get any heavy spot like you can see there. I don't want that on my project. So now I'm going to come over and I'm going to blend this over. And I'm going, oh, that's not supposed to move. So if it's moving on you, just kind of put your finger on it, but we're just going to blend this. Okay, so you can see now that it's getting a little bit, you've got the two different shades. Oh, Gail's got them and hasn't used the blending brushes. Carol likes them. Bev likes them. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that you guys are giving these a try because they are amazing. All right, so we're done with the Mango Melody for now. Now I'm going to bring in my Calypso Coral. Okay, and that's going to be with my orange brush. Now I've recently ordered more of these because I realized how much I enjoy using them, and I'm going to have one for light and one for dark of each shade. So the darker oranges on one and the lighter oranges on another, just to kind of keep it them a little bit more true to color. So now Calypso Coral is just going to come around here as well. Oh dear. So I looked today around here to find Post-it notes that are sticky completely on the whole back, so it's not just that one strip, but I unfortunately didn't find any, but that would be ideal if you had something like that to use. Okay, so we're just adding in some. If you need more ink, you just go ahead and get some more on there. Just creating this really beautiful blended sky. I'm gonna put my thumb there just so this doesn't keep moving on me. And you can see I'm going in a circular motion when I'm using these brushes. Okay, so we're done with the Calypso Coral. Now we'll bring in Cinnamon Cider. So that's like a orangish brown. And I'm going to use the same brush that I just used on my Calypso Coral. I'm just gonna rub it on my scrap paper and make sure I get most of that color off. And then I'm just gonna go right into the Cinnamon Cider. So it's adding the color, but it's not making it blotchy. It's making it really beautiful and blended. And before watching Patty Bennett's video, I was using it like this, and I kept getting these dark spots on my project and I was never happy with. So I was so excited to have found her video and watched it. So if anybody else is looking on how to use these, I highly recommend her video on YouTube. And she was creating a sunset with some palm trees. Okay, so you can see how that's coming together. Now we're going to bring in some Flirty Flamingo. Because of course I had to add some pink in there. So I've got my pink brush, and again, I'm just gonna do this. Now the Flirty Flamingo is going to be a bit darker than the other colors in the array that I've chosen. So what I want to do is I'm not going to do the whole thing. I really want to just stick to the edge just to kind of bring all this color in together. Isn't that beautiful how that's coming? I'm going to go all the way around the edges. And then I'm just going to go a little bit around the Post-it note. Okay, so now we've created this beautiful sky. And when we remove our Post-it note, we've got this really bold sun. Now it's a little bolder than I would like, so we're going to fix that. We're going to grab our Mango Melody again. And perhaps our Petal Pink as well. So I'm going to take the Petal Pink. Is this the right brush? Yes. I think I'm going to actually come up with some kind of labeling system for these brushes because it's, you know, after a while they all look kind of the same color. So I've got just a little bit of the Petal Pink. And remember that was the first color we used. And I'm just going to go over the sun just to kind of add a bit more color to it. Okay, so you can see that's very subtle. You might not even be able to tell in the camera. And then I'm going to bring in my Mango Melody. So I've got the yellow one. And now instead of going over the whole thing, I'm just going to highlight the top here. So I'm just going to highlight top and the edge like that. Okay, now see the difference? Isn't that amazing? I love it. So the more you put the ink on, of course, the darker it's going to get. So I'm just going to cover up some of these ink. So that's how we use the blending brushes to make a fabulous sunset background. Now we're going to create the rest of our card. So let's grab my supplies over here. So I've got a strip of black, or a piece of black, basic black, and a piece of Calypso Coral. Remember, Calypso Coral was one of the colors that we used in our sunset. So we're going to go ahead, well, no, we're going to stamp this first. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so I've got Calypso Coral black and another strip of 1 inch wide Calypso Coral. And then of course our beautiful stamped image here. So I'm going to use Island Vibes. And this, like I said before, is a celebration exclusive stamp set. So you can earn that for free when you spend $60 on my online store. That's Canadian. Okay, so we're going to use these beautiful palm leaves. And we're going to stamp them along the bottom using our Memento ink. Because it's Memento and the stamp's large, I'm going to just ink it this way. That way I'm making sure that the image has lots of ink on it. And because it's not photopolymer, and you can see there's this thing, I just want to kind of line it up. I'm trying to line it up on here to see where it's going to sit when I stamp it on my project. So if I line that up, it's pretty good, right? So it's going to be a pretty good lineup. And the reason I do that is because sometimes when you get these rubber stamps, they're not entirely straight, so you want to be able to compensate if it's not the right way. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on here. And I want it to be off the edge. Hopefully that's going to be right down to the bottom. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, it's close. But I also want to get another layer in there. So I'm going to just bring this over. I'm not re-inking it, but I'm going to, actually, you know what? So here's a little trick. See how the back of the stamp, this has still got the dark black? If I was just to go and move this over, that dark black is also going to be darker than the rest of the stamp, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is going to stamp it again, ink it again, but I'm going to just stamp it onto my scrap paper and then onto my project. So I'm doing second generation stamping with a little bit of a cheat in the middle. So we've stamped it off there, and then we're going to bring it in here, and we're going to just stamp it down here. Okay, just to create that extra. And I know I was off a little bit down here, so if that's going to drive you crazy, because it would drive me crazy, I'm going to just bring in my Stampin' Write marker black, and I'm just going to take and just color the edge like this. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be better than having that glaring Calypso Coral showing through. Okay, so there's another little tip on how to fix those little boo-boos that we all make when we're stamping. So there we've got our beautiful palm leaves on the bottom. And then we're going to use these gorgeous bird image here from the On the Horizon stamp set. So again, with the Memento ink, we're going to create these birds. So ink, and then I want them kind of flying kind of up here by the sun. Okay, isn't that wonderful? So let me just bring this close up to the camera so you guys can see it really close. You can see the birds in the distance. These look like they're right up close to us, and we've got this beautiful sunset. Okay, so now we can go ahead and watch how this pops too. So once we get this all stamped, we're going to now attach it to our Calypso Coral. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. And I've just cut this piece 1/8 of an inch larger, so the border around it is going to be slight. But it's there, and it really frames that beautifully. Now we're going to put it on black. Again, just 1/8 of an inch all the way around, larger than the Calypso Coral was. Ooh, I feel like my seal is going to run out here pretty quick. Okay, so we're just going to put that in the center. Oh, kind of in the center. That wasn't very centered. Let me just try that again. Okay, there we go. That's much better. Okay, now to make this really pop, I wanted a bright, fun, tropical kind of color, so I chose Coastal Cabana. So I've just got a regular card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're just going to fold on that score line. Okay, and then I'm going to use my bone folder to make sure, as usual, that that is a nice crisp fold. And then we're going to center this right on top. And doesn't that really just bring it to life and give it that really beautiful tropical beach look? Go ahead. All right, so now the last thing we need to do is add our sentiment. So I've just, like I said before, I've got this 1-inch strip of Calypso Coral, and I'm going to use my Banners Pick-a-Punch, which I'm sure you guys have seen me use a million times. It's my go-to for banners. But instead of the usual flag end, I'm going to use the opposite end here. I'm just going to slide this in. And 1 inch is the widest you can do, but you can see there's different rails here for different sizes. So we're just going to stick that in. On the back, make sure that it looks even, and we'll pop that out. And then we have that fun little end for our flag. Okay, so I am going to use the same sentiment on this card. Relax and enjoy your day, because to me this just looks so relaxing, and who wouldn't want to, you know, just sit and enjoy that. That was your view. So here we've got this. We're going to stamp it in our memento. We're just going to stamp that onto our label, just about centered. Perfect. All right. So now we need some Stampin' Dimensionals. Wouldn't be a Birdsnest card if we didn't have Stampin' Dimensionals on it, now would it? So we've got those. Awesome. And then we're just going to stick this. So I've got this end of this meeting up with the edge of my sunset paper, just below the birds and above the palms, and kind of poking into that sun. I'm just going to move it down a little bit. It's going straight across, just like that. And there we have it. There's our card, and we don't even need to add any bling if we don't want, because there's already sparkle in that beautiful shimmer paper that we started with. So I'm sure you guys probably can't see the shimmer paper, but trust me, it's beautiful. It's giving just a little bit of a sparkle to that. Okay, so I'm just going to come back. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial today, and I hope I've provided you with a few tips and tricks that I've learned recently on how to use these awesome blending brushes. And giving you another idea for the Island Vibe stamp set. This one really is gorgeous, and I love that there's no sentiments, because it allows you to grab ones from your other collections that you can use. Not that you can't always, but sometimes when it's images and greetings, we just instinctively put them together. But I like that there's none in here, so I can choose from all of the other ones that I have. So like I said before, if you saw anything tonight that you'd like to order and add to your craft collection, then the link to my online store is in the description of tonight's video, along with the host code. So when you click, I shouldn't say that, when you click on the link, it's automatically going to put in the February host code for you. So if your order is over $60, you'll not only get to choose Celebration product for free, but you'll also earn those beautiful doilies that I shared with you in the beginning, free as a gift from me, which I will send out at in the beginning of March. So once the host code is closed, then I place the order and I'll send them to everybody, along with your thank you card. So I hope that you all enjoyed that. I hope you, like I said, I hope you learned something new. And I look forward to seeing you all again next week on Tutorial Tuesday. So have a lovely night. I'm going to go back and read your comments, see what you thought of tonight's card, and happy crafting. Cheers, everyone.